Joining us now, another throwback player, Bryan Kehl, former linebacker in the NFL and at BYU. Bryan, Throwdown Thursday, welcome back to Studio B.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
Do you feel old when he says throwback player? It hasn't been that long, right?
When I get out of bed in the morning, I feel really old every single day. But I'm good. Give me about 30, 45 minutes, and I'm good to go. But when my feet hit the ground,
You ready to roll?
not when I get out of bed, no. But I'm ready to roll right now.
Okay.
Oh,
what do you
right
got
now.
for me?
Let's start with this juicy tidbit. Okay, so we just explained Phil Steele leaves BYU out of his top 10 non-P5 teams. Again, there is...
He said group of five.
He said group of five. So one, he's putting BYU as a group of five team, but then he said, well, it's my projection of the best teams or the teams that have the best chance to get into a major bowl game. BYU not in that list. What is your reaction to BYU not being in that list
For this is he saying this for this year?
this year?
Yes.
I don't know. Phil Steele, I don't know what he's looking at or what parameters he's using to measure. But if we're not in the top 10, I mean, what 10 teams are there ahead of us? That's what I mean. I don't know. I'm confused.
I'd put so he's projecting how all these teams will finish, right?
Yeah.
So he's respecting the schedule BYU's got.
So he's making a prediction.
Yeah.
He's saying the schedule is too tough for BYU to finish with a good shot to get into a bowl game.
Not saying right now.
He's entitled to his opinion. I thought you were saying we're just not good. There's 10 teams better than us. Whatever. Okay.
Right now. Yeah.
I understand that. You could be pessimistic or the opposite of optimistic about our schedule. I personally think that we're going to do well in our challenging schedule.
What is well?
What is well? Shoot, I don't know. I think we're going to win 9 or 10 games this year.
Okay. Now you're getting specific, and you haven't always come on the show and given us numbers. But now that's confidence. Okay. Now I'm of the opinion that 8 would be a good number given the schedule.
Yeah.
Okay. BYU walks out of this with 8. I go, hey, that's pretty good against that schedule.
I'll
But
tell
9
you
or
what,
10.
I'll tell you what will make me happy. We win every single game at home. Okay. We win all the games we're supposed to win on the road.
Can we go over this?
Let's go over it. Okay.
Okay.
And in our losses, we're not out of the game before the game started. We're not getting pushed around. We're not getting hit in the mouth. We're not getting our nose bloodied. We're in the fight till the end of the game. That will make me happy.
Okay, the games BYU supposed to win on the road. I would assume you include San Jose State.
Yes.
And do you include Utah State in that?
Yes.
Okay, just those two though. The other 4 present a different kind of challenge, right? Nebraska, UCLA, Michigan, Missouri. I wouldn't say BYU is supposed to win any of those 4.
So the white ones are the
road games.
The road games. Okay. No. So let's say there's 6 home games there. So I say we win all 6 of those. Well, this is
that could happen.
Let me clarify. I'm not predicting this. This is what would make me happy. We don't lose at home. So there's 6 wins. Okay.
And you get at least
San Jose State and Utah State. So there's 8. Okay. And then that leaves 4 games. That leaves 4 games. Okay. And we win 1 or 2 of those 4 games. That would make me happy. That would please me. That gives me 9 or 10.
Get to a bowl game.
Me.
Yeah, even if they went 9-3 in the regular season, you get to a bowl game, have a chance to win 10 games.
But the other
10
day,
wins in this season. Wow.
It'd be great. It'd be fantastic. But back to what I said, and I've said this on the show before. What I don't want to see is us getting pushed around. What I don't want to see is somebody hanging 50 on us. What I don't want to see is us losing by 25. That's what I don't want to see. And honestly, if we take care of our stuff, there's not a team in this country that should either hang 50 on us or beat us by 25. Now, that's not to say that we can go hang with every team in this country. I'm not foolish enough to think that we're talented or capable of hanging with any team in this country. Right now, we're not. But we should if we know our assignment, if we execute, if we have will above theirs, they might have skill better than ours, but if we have will above theirs, and if we put in the work in the offseason, there's not a team in this country that should just blow us out of the water. We should be in the fight.
And there'll be some interesting games to kind of test that. When you play at Nebraska and at Nebraska, that's certainly a challenge. So I'm excited to see what this BYU team's got, because Tom Hommel told us on this very set and show that part of the reason he ramped up the schedule is because he knew Taysom Hill, Mitch Matthews, he said Jamal Williams at the time, unfortunately he's not with it, Bronski, that they would be seniors. So I can't think of a better prepared offense for this schedule than what BYU's got going into this. Defensively, a little different.
If you want to place the table, you got to beat teams that are at the table. Bottom line. So, everybody, I don't know that there's anybody that's glad we are where we're at, or should I say, maybe they're glad. I don't know, but I don't know that there's anybody who wants to stay where we're at. Let's put it that way.
No one's satisfied.
No, it's satisfied. That's a good word, okay? I think it's safe to say that pretty much anybody involved with the program or with any interest would like us to get a seat at the table. So back to what I said. You can't get the seat at the table unless you beat guys who are at the table. So we need the schedule. We have to do it, There's no and what we have to do is go beat some of these teams. Then kids around the country see that. Their eyes open up. They see us do it on ESPN and get that exposure. And they say, oh, okay. Maybe I'll go to BYU when they wouldn't have before. Then they come here. Then our recruiting gets better. And it's a process. It's a year after year process, and you trend upward, and then we get to where we want to go.
Our Twitter question today brought about kind of a sidebar topic that really picked up some momentum when we first put it out there in the Twitter sphere, and that is what is BYU football? Because some fans were like, well, they shouldn't be in this G5 list because they're not a G5, and other people are saying, well, they're a Power 5 equivalent because the ACC and the Big 12 and the Big 10 have said so. So why is he even putting them in this list? What is BYU football in your mind right now, Brian? Where do they fit?
We don't fit anywhere. We're a pseudo, whatever you want to call us. We are independent. That is what we are. And you can't put us in a box because we're not. We're independent. And so, we're P5 equivalent, whatever that means.
Scheduling
in scheduling. Yeah, we get lumped in with the G5s, but we are what we are. We are our own entity. There's no one out there like us. There's no one out there close to being like us. And we always have been that way. We always will. Regardless of if and when we ever get into a P5, we'll still be our own entity. We'll be unique. But right now, we're independent. And, I mean, I don't know.
And
it's pointless to try to put us in these little compartments or boxes. We're independent. That's where we're at right now.
And that's been the identity of the church that runs the university as well. It really does fit with what BYU does and what the religion does, to be honest. Okay, let's look at fall camp MVP. This is something like we like to have fun with. It doesn't matter. We know that. Last year we gave the fall camp MVP to Christian Stewart.
The year before that it was Mitch Matthews.
The year before that was Mitch Matthews, okay. Who would you name as a fall camp MVP? And then we will tell you what Bronco said, Taysom Hill said, and then we will crown him.
I'm just going to second whatever Bronco said. Hear, hear. Hear, hear.
Okay.
Hear, Bronco.
Okay. Let's hear Bronco.
I haven't been to enough practices to know. So if I said somebody, I'd be a shot in the dark.
Okay. What do you think Bronco said? Here it is.
I want to see.
I don't have a fall camp MVP. I like our team.
Hey, thanks for that, Bronco. No fall camp MVP from the man.
True to form. True to form.
So you agree there's no fall camp MVP?
That is Bronco at his finest. That is why we love him.
Okay. The quarterback, Taysom Hill.
What did Taysom say?
What does he think?
Be up front, I think Tijon really adds an anchor up front and has really been able to allow us to add some new things, stress protection, and in a run game do some different things, and it all starts right there. So, Tijon.
Taysom Hill picks Tijon Karoma because he says it all starts with him. The snap, the pre-snap reads, getting everybody where they need to be on the offensive line, the emotion.
It all starts with number 4. He's the MVP.
I don't know that he's played.
I don't know that he's played like the MVP because I haven't been enough practices to know. But he is the most important player on our team, and it's not even close.
Who's the second most important player on the offense?
Well, it was Jamal Williams, and he's somewhere else right now. So now it is, I would say, collectively the receiving core. That's what I would say. Collectively, if you wanted to pick one, Mitch Matthews, but collectively the receiving core because that's where the burden will now fall.
That's exactly what Taysom Hill said, which I thought was interesting. So with that in mind,
great minds think alike.
The second annual BYU Sports Nation Fall Camp MVP for 2015 goes to
drum roll,
Nick Kurtz. We give it to Nick Kurtz. Nick Kurtz was second in the voting last year. And after a national poll of 3 people, we've decided.
That's scientific. That's very scientific.
Here's the reasons. He stood out when it mattered most, which was the 2 scrimmages.
Okay.
In practice, he was fantastic. In the 2 scrimmages, he had long bombs for touchdowns. I know he had the drop.
Let's be honest. We're combining what he did last year in fall camp.
Sure.
Like
and again, this doesn't matter. We're just having fun.
Hey, this is scientific, okay? Don't mess with
super
science.
scientific. There's like elements involved and stuff.